Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, starring John Schneider with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by Richard Matheson. Heard in the cast were Frenette Lebo, Ann Whitney, Richard Hensel, Meg Falcon, Amber Lake, Roderick Peoples, Roger Mueller, Doug James, Tom McElroy, Jen Patterson, Kurt Nabig, and Carl Amari. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Nurse?
There you are, Mr. Wilson. You ready for some lunch?
Oh, no, thanks. I was just...
Lovely morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I thought I'd wait outside. I was wondering...
You're getting some color in your face.
I am?
A picture of health. Your wife will be pleased.
About my wife, do you know when she's arriving?
When she's...
To pick me up.
Oh, this is the big day?
It is, yes.
You'll have to check with Dr. Martin, but I'm sure it won't be long. If you'd like to say your goodbyes to the others...
I better pack first.
Oh, naturally. It's good to see you doing so well.
Thank you for everything.
Not at all.
Oh, and Nurse...
Yes?
If my wife should get here in the next few minutes, tell her I'm in my room, would you, please?
Of course. She's a lucky woman.
You've done wonders for my self-esteem. I don't know what I'll do without you.
You'll do fine, Mr. Wilson. Just fine.
What in the...
Ah, Wilson. I was looking for you.
You were...
Something wrong?
No, Doctor, it's just that plane.
What about it?
Does it always fly directly over the grounds?
Every day, on its way to the airport.
Guess I never noticed.
Perhaps you chose not to, until you were ready.
Then I guess I must be cured.
You've come a long way, my boy, or I wouldn't have signed the release.
I wanted to ask you, what time will Ruth be here?
I believe she said 12:30. Isn't that right?
Yes, but I thought she might have been delayed if there was a last-minute change of plans.
Relax. That's probably her plane now.
Do you think so?
Would you mind stopping by my office before you leave? I wanted to go over a few things with the both of you.
Don't worry about me, Doctor. That's all behind me.
Eager to get back home, I'm sure. To your job, your life. Just remember, there's no rush. One step at a time.
You know, it's strange, but I actually feel better now than before it happened.
Not strange in the least. I prefer to think of it as a kind of timeout. Something most people could use.
Most people don't have nervous breakdowns.
Only the best people.
Oh, come on, Doctor. That's very nice of you, but...
I'm serious. Like a piece of fine china. The better the quality, the more likely it is to crack under stress. Oh, human beings aren't china plates, of course. Considerably more complicated. But when a bone fractures, it heals and grows back even stronger. I believe it's that way with the mind.
Now that is the finest pep talk I've ever heard. I wish everyone would stop worrying about me. I never felt better in my life.
Portrait of a once frightened man. Mr. Robert Wilson, 37, husband, father, and salesman. Now on the road to recovery. Mr. Wilson is ready for discharge from a sanitarium where he has spent the last 6 months of his life. This is the result of a nervous breakdown, the onset of which took place on a day not dissimilar to this, and on an airliner very much like the one in which Mr. Wilson is about to fly home. The difference being that on that day, half a year ago, Mr. Wilson's flight was interrupted by the onslaught of mental illness. Tonight, however, he will make it all the way to his appointed destination, which, contrary to the flight plan, happens to be a landing strip in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, starring John Schneider, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Flight 713 now boarding at gate 12. All passengers for Flight 713, please have your boarding passes ready.
That's us.
Is it?
I have the tickets right here. We're already checked in. All we have to do is get on the plane.
Good. That's good. Do you suppose...
What, darling?
Do I have time for a drink of water?
Of course. It's just down the hall. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. I'm just thirsty.
Wait, you're perspiring.
It's warm in here. Aren't you warm?
Bob, take it easy. Remember what the doctor said, one step at a time.
I know.
You've been on plenty of planes in your life. Well, haven't you? This one's no different. I take your arm and we walk on together. When we get to our seats, you'll take a nap, and when you wake up...
I'm perfectly fine, really.
I've got your pills.
Good.
They should help you sleep. Shall we? The line's getting pretty long. Honey? I said...
Does this airport have a smoking area?
Bob, you quit years ago.
I know. I just thought one might help settle my stomach. It's something I ate.
Try a few deep breaths.
It isn't that. It isn't. I haven't been anywhere but the sanitarium for so long. I'm not used to this. The noise, the crowds.
It'll be much quieter on the plane. Come on. Hold my hand.
Okay.
Final boarding call for Flight 713. All passengers, please proceed to gate 12.
Please keep the aisles clear. Stow all the carry-on luggage overhead or under the seat in front of you.
Here we are, honey.
Great.
Do you need any help, sir?
What?
If you'd like to take your coat off...
I can do it myself.
She's only trying to help, Bob. I thought you were warm.
Right.
I'll fold it and put it in the overhead for you. Ma'am?
I'll keep mine for now. Do you have any pillows up there?
Here you go.
Thank you, stewardess.
If you need anything else, you just let me know.
I could use, something to drink.
Well, I'll bring the beverage cart as soon as we're underway.
Great.
Did you want the window seat?
You can have it.
Honestly, I don't care. It's almost dark out. Besides, if I'm on the aisle, I can get up without climbing over you.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I mean, if you are.
Doesn't make any difference.
I shouldn't.
Enough already. I'll take the window.
Oh, I didn't notice.
What's the matter?
We're over the wing. Miss,
Yes?
this row, it's the emergency exit.
Would you prefer to sit somewhere else?
It's okay, really.
I think we would, if you don't mind.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
The seat isn't the problem. It's
The fact that we're on an airplane?
that shouldn't bother me either. Not if I'm a cured man.
Honey,
I don't act much like a cured man, do I?
but you are. Would Dr. Martin let you fly if you weren't?
I suppose not.
Of course he wouldn't. If you weren't well, he'd never let you go home. It's as simple as that.
Make it sound simple, anyway.
Is, Bob. Just that simple.
Yeah, look at me, hogging all the attention. You're the one who must be exhausted.
I'm doing great.
No lies, remember. Come here.
Oh, Bob.
I missed you, baby. All these months.
Shh. It's over now. I'm taking you back where you belong.
Must have been awful for you, the kids, all the responsibility.
None the worse for wear. Everything's intact.
Except me.
Now, I am not going to let you talk.
Excuse me?
Yes?
It looks like this is a full flight. I'm sorry, but I can't find any open seats. Do you mind terribly?
No, not at all. We're fine here.
Thank you for trying.
I'll bring you that drink first chance I get. What would you like?
Just water.
For you, ma'am?
Nothing yet.
Very well.
What was that?
They're closing the door, that's all. Hatch, whatever they call it. Here, let's look at the in-flight magazine.
Fasten your seatbelts, please. Be sure your seats are in the upright position.
Bob?
No smoking in the
Seat
aircraft.
Oh, right.
Seat back in front of
Here,
you. There is a
let me
car
get it
showing
for you.
your seat
I could do it.
number.
Would you relax?
Please note the location of the emergency exits in the center and rear of the plane. Should there be a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop down from the overhead console. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. You will find a life jacket under each seat. Place your arms through the holes and adjust the straps. Then pull the cord. The jacket will inflate automatically. Procedures should
Go back to sleep.
Bob, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, honey. I found a newspaper under the seat. The light must be bothering you.
Oh, I should stay awake.
No, I don't want you to, sweetheart. Go to sleep now.
Can't you sleep?
I will.
Promise.
You worry too much.
I can't help it.
You shouldn't. Not anymore.
Bob, do you...
Do I what?
Are you comfortable talking about it? That night, I mean.
What do you want to know?
Well, Dr. Martin went over it, but I still don't understand.
Well, neither do I, exactly, but I have a pretty good idea what caused it now.
Do?
Well, it's no great mystery. Overwork, nervous tension, a touch of blood pressure.
But why that night on that particular plane? What set it off?
I guess it was a lot of little things come together. Lack of sleep, fast food, years of being uptight.
Oh, honey, you should have told me.
I didn't know myself. I was holding everything in for the sake of the job, trying to think about nothing but facts and figures.
There are other jobs.
That's just it. There's nothing wrong with my job. I like it.
Then why?
Call it the perfect storm. When I wasn't working or home with you and the kids, I didn't know how to take it easy, so my imagination went on overtime. I looked out the window and I thought I saw, I don't know what, clouds that looked like snowfields, then someone skiing on that snow. Can you believe it? I just plain couldn't tell the difference anymore. It was a wake-up call, all right, in more ways than one. Thank God it's over, and we're going home.
Oh, Bob. Bob.
Could you move your legs to the side?
What?
Oh, just for a second. I have to get out.
Let me call the stewardess. She'll bring
I
whatever...
have to go to the restroom, Ruth. It's no big deal.
Oh.
I'll be right back. Promise. I don't believe it. It's a storm.
Sir,
Yes?
would you return to your seat, please? We've hit some turbulence.
Just a moment. Wouldn't you know it? Okay, let's see how bad it is. Lord. It's not possible.
Sir, please. I have to ask you
Did you see that?
You'll have to sit down and fasten your seatbelt.
Don't alarm the others, but look outside.
Return to your seat first and...
Look out the window. Anyone here. Lean down and tell me what you see.
That man, what's he saying?
I can't hear. He looks crazy.
Too much to drink.
They shouldn't serve him. If you don't sit down, I'll have to call the captain.
For the love of God, woman, look! I know it's impossible, but tell me you don't see a man, no, a creature of some kind out there on the wing of the plane.
You saw what?
Out there on the wing. See for yourself.
Sir, I assure you.
Open the curtain!
What is it I'm supposed to see?
There, in the lightning, he...
Where?
But he was there. I tell you, he floated down and landed on the wing.
That's enough.
Then he started walking toward the engine.
Shh. There are children on board.
I'm simply telling you what I saw.
Need some help, Nancy?
Would you show Mr. Wilson back to his seat?
Certainly.
I don't mean to upset anyone, but...
This way, sir.
All right. I'm sorry. It must have been a reflection.
Yes, it must have been.
If you'll just come with me.
I made a mistake. I'm going to my seat now. See?
Now, sir.
I didn't mean any harm, I tell you.
Is something wrong, stewardess?
A low-pressure pocket, that's all.
The plane feels like it's dropping.
Nothing to worry about. We'll be through it in a minute.
Don't wake my wife.
You can move around the cabin again as soon as the overhead light goes off.
Yes, of course.
For now, I suggest you get some rest and stay in your seat.
I understand.
Bob,
Hi.
what is it?
Would you like another pillow, Mrs. Wilson?
No, I don't think so.
A blanket?
How about some of those peanuts and another glass of water?
Surely, I'll be right back.
Did something happen?
Started to rain.
Is that what it was?
I just saw something, that's all. Everybody has to stay in their seats for a while.
What did you see?
Nothing.
You must have seen something.
I happened to look outside just as the lightning flashed, and for a second I thought I saw something.
Like what?
Shadow.
A shadow?
In the shape of a man.
Where?
On the wing. Not a man exactly.
What are you saying?
A creature standing upright with long hair on its body and an animal face.
Of course you know. That's all it was. A shadow.
Of course.
People don't walk around on the wings of airplanes.
No, they don't.
Not while they're moving hundreds of miles an hour. That would be impossible. Wouldn't it, Bob?
It must have been a trick of the light.
Like your imaginary skier.
What?
On the snow-capped clouds 6 months ago? The one you told me about?
Yes, I suppose so.
And you know that wasn't real.
No, it was a hallucination of some sort.
You must be more tired than you thought.
But, I wasn't hallucinating just now.
Then what would you call it?
It was more the lines of an optical illusion, my eyes playing tricks on me.
Then don't look outside. Leave the curtain closed.
Believe me, I intend to.
You ought to get some sleep, so you'll be rested when we land.
I agree.
Need another pill?
Ruth, I'm all right, I tell you.
Couldn't hurt.
If you say so.
Where's my purse?
Your water and some extra peanuts.
Thank you, stewardess.
You're welcome.
Bob, put the tray down for her.
Sure.
Are we moving into a storm?
Not a big one. It's almost past.
Oh, well, that's good.
If I can get you anything else.
We'll let you know.
Here's your pill.
Thanks. Sit.
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
I'm sorry I woke you.
Don't be silly.
You can go back to sleep now if you like.
If you do.
Give me a minute.
You're not worried about anything, are you?
Not in the least.
Then put your seat back.
In a sec. Just let me collect my thoughts.
Well, don't overthink it. That never did any good.
No, it didn't.
You're here with me, and we're going home together.
That's the most fantastic part of all.
Well, you'd better get used to the idea. All better now?
Yes.
Nudge me if you need me. And whenever you do, don't open the curtain.
How's the wind speed?
Easing off, Captain.
Good.
Fuel consumption right on target. Storm's moving starboard. We should miss the worst of it.
Need a break?
No. Yeah, but I could use some coffee.
Ah, right on cue. Yes?
I made some fresh coffee.
You read my mind, Joni.
1 cream and sugar, 1 black.
Put it next to the console, will you?
Hit a little bump back there, huh?
Sorry. Tried to go over it, but it should be smoother from here on.
Oh, I'm not worried. We're in good hands.
Everybody sleep through it?
Almost everybody. 1 crying kid and 1 slightly uptight passenger.
Ah, the old lady, huh?
Oh, no. Mr. Wilson, 13A.
What? What did he do?
Didn't want to come out of the bathroom. Said he saw something.
Where?
Outside the plane when the lightning flashed.
The old wings moving routine.
Tell him it's supposed to move. If it doesn't, it'll snap off.
Oh, you're going to love this. He said he saw a man on it.
Don't tell me. An alien, big head, round eyes, that thing.
Tell him he'll take a description for the captain's log.
Oh, listen, was he wearing a spacesuit? Oh, or was the clown shoes?
It says he came down out of the sky and took a walk on the wing, just like that.
Ah, yeah, a floater. I see him once in a while when I have too much to drink.
Yeah. Or maybe a gremlin.
A what?
Haven't you heard of gremlins?
Must be before my time.
It started back in World War II. Whenever something went wrong, the mechanics would chalk it up to gremlins. Better than admitting they made a mistake.
Well, Mr. Wilson's okay now, but you should have seen his eyes. He looks scared out of his mind. For a minute there, I thought we had a nutcase on our hands.
Well, cut off his drinks.
Well, that's just it. He hasn't had a drop.
Where's in-flight security?
32B.
Tell him to keep an eye open. I like to run a tight ship.
Yes, sir. But I don't think it'll be necessary. The wife gave him a sleeping pill.
Thank heaven for pharmaceuticals.
You fellas want some chow? We've got filet mignon in first class.
No, thanks. You and Nancy relax for a while.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Listen, I can take over if you want to stretch your legs.
You sure?
Yeah, storm's thinning out, just some more rain clouds.
Well, maybe for a minute.
Hey, what was that?
Probably our friendly neighborhood gremlin dropping in for a wing walk.
Bob? Well, there you are. Go to sleep, darling.
Right. I want to sleep, but I can't. She doesn't believe me. None of them believe me. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. Why should I? It's impossible. Yet I'm not dreaming. I'm wide awake and I'm cured. The doctor said so. No more panic attacks. But I saw it, didn't I? I was out there on the wing walking toward the engine. But why? There it is now. I can hear it. What's it doing? It wants to destroy this plane, bring us all down. Because of me. Because I've seen it before. Or maybe it is all in my mind. How can I be sure? There's only one way. God, help me. I've got to look. I've got to. Time to be brave. Face it down. And if there's nothing out there, then that's that. This is the only way. Here goes. It's simple. I put my hand out. I pull the curtain aside, and I'll know. He'll either be there on the other side of the window looking in, or there'll be nothing but the darkness. One way or the other, I'll know. And put my hand out. Do it. Do it. It isn't there. It isn't. It can't be.
Huh?
Honey, wake up. Come on. Come on, someone's got to see this. It's right there on the other side of the window.
Yes?
Come here, quickly.
What is it, Mr. Wilson?
Look.
Where?
Outside the window. It's still there.
Shh. I don't see anything.
But...
What, you mean the engines? They always spark at night. It means they're working.
No, not that. You don't see anything else?
No, just the running lights blinking on and off.
All right, look again. See if she's telling the truth or if she's blind. You're right. I don't see anything now.
Oh, it was probably the rain hitting the window.
Yes.
Believe me, we fly worse weather than this. It's nothing to worry about. If you'll just try to relax, we'll be landing in a couple of hours.
There he is again. Like some kind of ape dropping down from a tree. What's he doing? No! He's peeling back the engine cover.
What are you looking at?
Ruth, thank God. Lean across me. Look out the window.
Bob, does the storm bother?
No. Just like that, it's gone. For some reason, it doesn't want anyone else to see, only me. It's playing a game, taunting me, daring me to stop it.
Then what?
Remember what I said before about seeing something outside? I know what you're going to say, but listen to me very carefully. Honey, there's a man out there.
Bob!
Keep your voice down. Have you ever known me to lie to you?
No.
It's not a human being. It's some kind of...
Bob.
I'm not imagining it this time. I'm not. He's out there.
Where? What?
No, don't look. He isn't there now. He jumps away before anyone can see him. Except me.
I don't know what to say to you.
I realize what this sounds like, but give me the benefit of the doubt. Do I look insane to you?
I didn't say that, but Bob...
I know I had a breakdown, and I know how it looks to you now, as if the same thing's happening again, but it isn't.
Bob...
I didn't want to upset you.
No. I want you to tell me.
I didn't tell you before because I wasn't sure if it was real. Well, I'm sure now. There is a man out there, or a creature of some kind. If I describe him to you, oh, you'd really think I was gone.
Honey, no. No, it's all right. It's all right, sweetie.
Don't stroke my hand like a child. I know your intentions are good. I know you love me, but don't patronize me, Ruth. I'm not insane.
Did I say...
Does it have to be said? For the last time, that creature's out there. And the reason I'm telling you now is that he's starting to tamper with one of the engines. It's not just my life at stake. It's everyone on this plane. Shh. Think anything you want. Think that I belong in a straitjacket if it makes you feel any better.
If it makes me feel better.
I'm sorry. What I mean is, whatever you think about me, that I've lost my mind, all I'm asking you to do is tell someone. Talk to the pilot now. He's back there with the stewardess. Tell him to check the wing. If they don't see anything, fine. I'll commit myself. But if they do, there's still time. They can make a forced landing before something terrible happens. Won't you even allow the possibility?
All right. I'll tell them.
I know it seems a lot to ask. It's as if you're announcing that you're married to a lunatic, but...
I said I'll tell them. If that's what you want. Stay here.
She doesn't believe me. But that doesn't matter. If she can get them to see it, then I'm not too late. There he is. Hurry! Hurry, Ruth! Hurry! Look!
What's wrong with that man?
I don't know.
Tell him to sit down.
We're trying to sleep over here.
Quickly!
What's going on?
He's pulled up one of the cowling plates. Didn't my wife...
Take your seat, please.
There's a man outside. He just...
Mr. Wilson, keep your voice down.
I'm sorry,
I don't know what's going on here.
Will you look?
Mr. Wilson, I'm warning you.
All right. I'm sitting. But will you look out the window? See for yourself. Take my wife's seat.
What am I looking for?
The plate. The hood over the engine with all the wiring underneath. He's bent it up so it's exposed. If you don't do something, there's going to be a short circuit, maybe an electrical fire.
Well, there's nothing exposed now.
What? Wait a minute. I saw him pull that plate up. There were sparks and lights and...
Then he must have bent it back the way it was.
Listen, I saw it. I saw it!
Mr. Wilson, please. I believe you. But there are other people on board, and we mustn't alarm them.
You mean you've seen him?
Of course we have. But we don't want to frighten the passengers. You can understand that.
Naturally, I only want to...
We thought we'd taken care of the problem, but if he's back, well, we'll do a thorough check as soon as we're on the ground.
But if we wait that long...
You see the man on the aisle? He's a special investigator from the FAA. We have one on every flight now, and he's armed. If anyone tries to do something to the plane, he can handle it.
Oh.
That's his job. He knows what he's doing.
I understand.
I've asked him to change seats with your wife. If you see anything else suspicious, tell him. Then, when we land...
You can stop the act now.
Bob, they want me to sit up there for a while. Honey.
This way, Mrs. Wilson.
Everything okay, Captain?
Yes, fine. If you'll just stay with Mr. Wilson till we land.
Got it.
I don't need his help.
No problem. Just, let me squeeze in here.
Stop humoring me.
Mr. Wilson, I assure you it's under control.
Nothing to worry about now.
If that's the way you want it, I won't say another word. I'll see us crash first. He's at it again. Peeling back the plate, putting his horrible, misshapen fingers into the wires. Did you feel that?
Feel what?
Nothing.
No, go ahead. I'll put it in my report.
I just thought we'd changed altitude for a moment.
Pilot must have made an adjustment. Meant to stay above the storm.
Yes, that must be it.
I wonder if I can get some information from you.
About what?
May I see your ID? You have your wallet, don't you?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Here.
Robert Jeffrey Wilson. Ever been arrested?
Never. Why do you ask?
Oh, just for the record.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
I'm sure you are.
What kind of gun do you carry?
Pardon?
The pilot said you were armed.
Oh, standard issue 38. Never had to use it, though. Strictly a last resort.
I thought guns weren't allowed on board.
Well, they're not for the passengers. But with security so tight now, well, we don't like to advertise it.
Then you should keep your coat buttoned. I can see the holster.
Bob, how are you feeling?
Great. How about you?
I brought you some water and another pill, so you can sleep the rest of the way.
That sounds fine.
Go ahead, Mr. Wilson. Take it.
Why not?
I hope you're doing okay now, honey.
Couldn't be better.
I'll be just a few rows up if you need me.
I don't need anything, Ruth. Get some rest.
You too. I love you, you know.
Same here.
It won't be long now.
For what?
Until we sit down. You're lucky.
Am I?
You get to sleep through it.
Let them think that. I didn't swallow the pill. How could I? What's going on out there? Somebody has to do something and we're all doomed. Another minute and he'll have the entire engine exposed. All I can see is the glow of the engine and that creature. I have to act now.
Hey, what are you doing?
Somebody's got to stop that thing.
That's the emergency exit. Take your hand off.
Leave me alone.
You'll depressurize the whole cabin.
Got to stop it.
Don't push the door open. Don't. I'm placing you under arrest.
You out there! Get away from the engine.
I can't hold it.
You demon! I told you to get off the wing.
Somebody grab his leg while I get the door closed.
I'm trying.
Give me your gun.
Let go of it. You
You
can't.
bet I can. Get away from this plane or I'll shoot.
Easy. Lift the gurney down.
Yeah, I got it.
Here come the paramedics.
Oh, good.
What do we have here?
A guy tried to open the safety hatch. Keep him strapped down. He's out of his tree. We'll take it from here. Turn him over to the feds. He's got a string of charges.
Bob, everything's going to be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine. I know. But right now, I'm the only one who does.
Okay, you grease monkeys, give this plane the once-over.
Yes, sir. What about the emergency door?
Get up on the wing and replace the seal. Then do a pressure test.
You got it. Nuttiest way I ever heard of trying to commit suicide.
Yeah, takes all kinds. Well, when you look at that.
What happened?
I don't know. But something sure did a job on engine number 2. Whole cover plate's bent back.
What do you think could have bent it back like that?
Beats me. Yeah, let's go to work.
The flight of Mr. Robert Wilson is over now. A flight not only from point A to point B, but from the fear of madness to sanity. Mr. Wilson has that fear no longer, though for the moment he may be quite alone in his conviction. Happily, that conviction will not remain private much longer. For this time, tangible evidence has been left behind, even from so intangible a region as the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone continues in just a moment.
You are about to enter another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. Hi, this is Stacy Keach. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Twilight Zone website at twilightzoneradio.com. At twilightzoneradio.com, you'll find the latest information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas, including behind-the-scenes photographs, plus the newest product releases, trivia contests, ways to contact us, other Twilight Zone-related info and merchandise, plus links to other fascinating websites. So make your next stop twilightzoneradio.com.
Visit twilightzoneradio.com to purchase these Twilight Zone radio dramas on cassette and CD, or call toll-free 1-866-989-ZONE. That's 1-866-989-9663.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
You're quite sure this is a genuine Tiffany?
Quite. The provenance dates back to 1922.
Very well, then. Kindly have it delivered.
Of course, madam. Will that be cash or charge?
Put it on my account.
Very good. I can deliver it to your home by, let me see, Thursday at the latest.
But I simply must have it tonight. I've invited the girls over for bridge.
The girls. I see. Oh, Robert.
Yeah?
See that Mrs. Gunt receives her lamp this afternoon.
You mean today?
Carried by hand to her front door.
The servants' entrance, if you please.
By all means. Ubermeyer's is proud to be of service. If there's anything else we can provide, don't hesitate to...
That will be all.
Very good, ma'am.
Want me to go over there right away?
Not yet, Andrew. First, finish unpacking the new shipment quickly before the next customer walks in.
Yes, sir.
Now then, what do we have?
3 perfume bottles.
3 cut glass vials to contain the otter of damask rose petals. That's more like it. Next.
Pottery jugs, 2.
Pottery jugs, indeed. Where's your aesthetic sense? You can't entice anyone by calling them pottery jugs.
Really think people buy something because of what you call it?
People don't come to buy anything in a gift emporium. They come because they don't know what they want. Then I sell them something.
So what are you going to call these pottery jugs?
Something exquisite. We'll display them on satin pillows with bread. A loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou beside me, singing in the wilderness. I'll unload them on some poor sucker before the morning's over.
Okay, what about this?
When we buy a shipment from Morocco, sight unseen, I suppose we take what we can get. But to sell that will require some creativity. Now, clean this up at once. May I help you?
I hope so. I'm not sure. What's this?
That would be an authentic voodoo mask.
Oh. What about the pajamas?
These are not pajamas, sir. They are a genuine imported harem girl's costume in 100% hand-sewn silk.
Well, I don't know. It has to be something special. Very special.
Suppose you describe the occasion and leave it to me. A personal gift?
Not too personal. See, there's this girl in my office.
Ah, a young lady.
She's like a goddess. I wouldn't want her to think that I was implying,
Of course not, sir. I understand. But for a beautiful young lady, what is her occupation, may I ask?
She's a secretary.
Oh. I have it. Something for her desk.
She's already got a computer and a lot of pencils.
Something to remind her of you throughout the day. Subliminally, shall we say. Now, as to price, would $100 be too extravagant?
100?
But of course she mustn't feel bought. Romanced is more like it. Aha! Perfect.
What is?
It's ideal. Romantic, but subtle. Not forward. No.
You mean this old?
This magnificent antique. Truly distinguished. Fit for a goddess.
I can't make up my mind.
A perpetual reminder of your taste, your flair for romance. Fill this with fresh flowers, and she won't be able to pluck you from her thoughts. Between 9 and 5, at least. After that, it's up to you.
It's kind of tarnished, isn't it?
That's not tarnish, sir. It's a patina. A testament to its authenticity. And only a mere $20.
Well, that is more reasonable, I guess.
Put this in a gift box, will you, Robert? For a most discriminating gentleman.
Sure thing.
Thank you, sir, for making such a wise choice. I hope you'll allow us to serve you again when it's time for the engagement.
Don't mention it.
Cash, I presume.
Meet Mr. George P. Hanley, a man life is always treated without deference, honor, or success. Waiters serve his soup cold. Elevator operators close doors in his face. And mothers never bother to wait up for the daughters he dates. For George is a creature of humble habits and tame dreams, a square peg in a square rut, and the living embodiment of what's commonly referred to as some poor sucker. He is, in short, an ordinary man, but at this moment the accidental possessor of a very special gift, one that measures men not against their accomplishments, but against their deepest desires. The kind of gift most of us might ask for, then learn to regret. If, like Mr. George P. Hanley, we were about to plunge headfirst into our own personal Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, I Dream of Jeannie, starring Hal Sparks, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Good. Everybody's still at lunch. I'll just leave this on Anne's desk. No card. She'll just figure out who it's from, right by her keyboard. No, a little to the side. Oh, maybe on her chair. No. Oops. Better put this away for now. Where? In my drawer.
Hey, Georgie Porgy, what happened to you?
I had some errands.
Well, you missed the worst chili con carne ever offered for human consumption. It set a new low, even for the greasy spoon Nick calls a diner. Fill my stomach, like a bag of rocks.
I don't care much for chili.
Georgie, witness a solemn vow for me, will you?
I have to enter these municipal bonds.
I, Roger Hackett, do solemnly swear never again to commit gastronomic harry-carry at Nick's, starting on the day I get my promotion at this office.
Your promotion?
Yep.
I thought everyone with equal seniority had the same chance. Mr. Watson said
That's correct, Georgie old Porgy. We're all equal, but some of us are a little bit more equal than others. Especially me.
Hi, Anne.
How are you? You're looking nice.
Hello, boys.
Don't be so sure, Roger. Mr. Watson's a fair man. I'm sure he'll compare our experience in debit financing, evaluating liabilities.
And that, old Georgie, is one reason why I am more equal. All you think of is debits and liabilities with assets like hers around. Now, where'd I put my little surprise? Here, Anne, for you.
What's this?
Oh, just a little something to say happy birthday to the prettiest girl in the entire office.
I'm the only girl.
And you'd still be the prettiest, even if this whole place was staffed with Miss Americas. Are you gonna open it?
Roger, what?
Go ahead.
Oh, Roger, it's beautiful.
Like it?
Why, this is the most gorgeous peignoir I've ever seen.
Huh, is that what they call it?
But it is awfully revealing.
Then you'll just have to be careful who you wear it for.
Hey, Ann, put it on. Can you feature old man Watson's puss when he calls you in for dictation?
Mr. Watson is interested in a different kind of figure, Sam.
Is that what you think?
You really like it?
I love it, but you shouldn't have.
You only have a birthday once a year, at least until you're 30. Then you have it once every 2 years.
Oh, you bad boy, come here.
What?
That's to show my appreciation, and to prove I haven't even learned to count to 30 yet.
And what, may I ask, is going on here?
Oh, Mr. Watson, you see, it's my birthday, sir, and...
Do any of you happen to be aware of the annual statement just issued by this organization? No one? Well, then it may come as a surprise for you to learn that we have just completed the best year in our history, and I believe this department had no small part in that success. So, as a token of my appreciation, I think this is an appropriate time to invite all of you to be my guests at a private party, beginning just as fast as you can get yourselves over to the Tiki Club.
No kidding.
And as for you, young lady, I just want to say, they aren't the only ones who appreciate you. Would you mind looking in my office? There should be a rather large crystal vase on my desk, full of long-stemmed red roses. They're for you.
Oh, they're lovely, Mr. Watson. You're a doll.
See you all at the Tiki Club.
Let's go, kid, before he realizes he's off his nut and has himself committed.
He's a sweet, dear old man.
Anne, I just wanted to,
Yes, George?
Come on, Anne.
I just wanted to say happy birthday.
Why, thank you, George. Aren't you going with us?
I'll be along.
See you there. Come on, Roger.
I guess some people are more equal. Might as well throw this in the wastebasket. Can't give it to her now. Maybe I should hold on to it until I can play with it at home. Hello, boy. Have a good day. Yeah, mine was lousy, too. You know what they all think I am, Attila? A #1 jerk. And they're right. What a job title, huh? George P. Hanley. jerk. Take it easy. There's nothing to worry about in the package. Come on, I'll show you. See? It's only a box with a beaten-up old lamp in it. A magnificent antique. Yeah, right. Probably came from a junkyard. Well, if being a jerk is my calling in life, at least I'm good at it. Look, it's so tarnished it's almost black. That's telling him. Well, let's clean it up and see what it looks like. I just used my necktie. It needs to be dry cleaned anyways. What in the... Easy, Attila.
Oh, boy! Some special effects, huh? That smoke's hard on the old mucous membranes. You wouldn't have some Visine on you, would you, buddy?
Who are you?
Who am I? You were expecting Rex Ingram. I'm the genie of the lamp, that's who. You know, Aladdin, the whole bit. Don't you watch The Late Show?
A genie? You don't look like a genie. Where'd you get that plaid suit?
What difference does it make? The routine's the same. A couple thousand years ago, I had to wear those crazy balloon long johns and a real wild turban. But let me tell you, that headgear ain't as light as it looks. Give you a real crook in the neck, know what I mean, Jack?
George. My name's George.
Jack, George, whatever. What I was gonna say is, nowadays we dress hip. Except for these velvet slippers with the curly toes, my one concession to Squaresville. Now, where was I?
What do you mean? Sports coats like that went out in the 60s.
They did, huh? Well, what do you expect? Know how long I've been in there waiting for somebody to call me? Better pick up some new threads. You got a Ziedler and Ziedler around here? Maybe a side of ore, you know, someplace happening?
But if you're the genie, that means I'm the master of the lamp.
So you're the master of the lamp. Big deal. Give me a match so I can light this cigar before I give you your free wish.
I thought there were 3 wishes.
There's the rub. There used to be 3, but let me tell you something, Jack.
George.
The scene used to include 3 wishes, but people started abusing the privilege, so we had to cut back. You get enough headaches with 1 wish, let alone 3. So, think it over and give me a call. But do me a favor, sleep on it.
Why?
You know the routine. The wish comes true, blah, blah, blah. But once you make the wish, that's what you gotta live with.
Could you make yourself available for consultation?
Look, Jackson, how am I supposed to know what you want? You and me just met.
Well, at least tell me, what is it that people usually wish for?
Listen, Herbie, whatever your name is, it's enough to make you blush, some of the stuff they ask for. Money, precious jewels.
That's not so bad.
Not so bad? Think about it. So they get a lot of dough. There's the IRS, long-lost relatives beating on the door. It's enough to flip you out of your gourd.
So not wealth?
Forget about it.
Maybe love, then?
Love? You gotta be some kind of a kook. You call me after all this time and you wish for love? You don't wish for love, Chief. You make it.
Then I don't know what it is I do want. If it isn't wealth or love...
Like I told you, Johnson, think it over. Drop it down the well and see if it splashes. But don't go rubbing the lamp every time you get ants in your pants. That puff of smoke tears up my sinuses. Now, the next time I make the scene for nothing, you've had it. Now, hold on to this cigar for me. It's too close to smoke in there. No cross-ventilation, know what I mean?
No, but I can imagine.
Till we meet again, Bubby. Like later. If it's all the same to you, make it much later. Just once I'd like somebody to have a brain.
All right, everybody. Places, everybody. This is a run-through. Stand-ins, please.
Positions.
Lighting.
Lights on.
Camera.
Ready with a camera.
Excuse me.
Hey, buddy. Don't you know this is a closed set?
It is?
Who let you in here?
They said it would be all right. I'm George Hanley.
Who?
Her husband. Miss Alexander's, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Haven't seen you around here in a while.
It's been months, actually.
Well, this is the big one, huh?
I beg your pardon?
The last shot of the picture. Once we get this one in the can, it's a wrap.
It is?
Say, can I ask you a question?
What's that?
What's it like being married to her?
Well, I don't really know. That is,
Man, I sure wish I was you.
You do?
You lucky stiff.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I guess I am. Where is she, by the way?
Anne? In makeup, where else?
There. Here's the mirror, Miss Alexander. Well?
I suppose it'll have to do.
I blended the MAC lip gloss with the NARS shadow for an ultra-moist look. Isn't it ravishing?
Can't you do something with this hair? My bangs are drooping.
Certainly, Miss Alexander. Where's my blow dryer?
Ready on the set, Anne?
Yes, that'll have to do, Skippy.
There. Perfection.
Leave us, please.
Of course, Miss Alexander.
Which scene is this?
Well, this is your entrance into the city on the shoulders of Nubian slaves. Just the close-up where you wink.
What's my motivation?
Oh, to rule, my dear, with him at your side. Got it? Just remember, you love this guy so much, your guts do a loop-de-loop every time he creeps up on you. He's big. He's manly. He wears a leather skirt.
Well, tell him to oil it, will you? He screws up my lines every time he moves.
Not a problem. Props! Get me some WD-40 now!
Anne?
Darling!
Hello, dear. My, you look lovely. Good enough to kiss.
Not now, Georgie. You'll smear my lipstick.
This is the final scene, isn't it?
It's been such a long grind.
It sure has. They said you could take a few weeks off, but that was 6 months ago.
We can still take our honeymoon. That is, if you want to.
Do I?
Careful with the hair, Georgie.
Sorry.
They don't pay me to look ugly, sweetiekins. Besides, anticipation is the real joy. Isn't that what they say?
They haven't been waiting for 6 months to take the most beautiful woman in the world on her honeymoon.
Places, people. This one's for real.
It won't be much longer, I promise.
Just think, no more crawling into bed with a script so you can study your lines half the night. After today, no more getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the studio, and when we get home, you can take a nice hot bath, maybe even let me wash your back. And then first thing tomorrow, we leave on our cruise.
But darling, have you forgotten?
Forgotten what?
The wrap party, here on the set. There'll be 1,000,000 photographers. There's no point in going home. Not tonight.
Not tonight, huh? Sure, Anne, I understand. Hi, hello there. No champagne, thank you. Excuse me, has anyone seen...
George boy!
Hi, Mr. Watson.
Call me Eli.
Hey, listen, George, I want to talk to you. Anne said something about your needing a vacation.
Not me, her, both of us together.
I'm not going to mince words. I want Anne to star in my next picture right away. It's a guaranteed smash.
Not a chance.
What's the matter? Money? Okay. I'll double her salary.
It's not the money, Mr. Watson. Eli, you see, it's our honeymoon.
Great! I'm shooting on location. Make a great honeymoon trip. First-class hotel, all the trimmings.
Some honeymoon. Out of bed before the sun comes up, work all day, study her lines all night. In the last 6 months, the only times I've seen her when she wasn't asleep, she was either covered with makeup or she had so much cold cream on she would have squeezed right out of my hands and stuck to the ceiling.
Listen, boy, she's a star. How would you like to see her with bags under her eyes?
I'll take her any way I can get her.
My boy, you want the world's most beautiful woman. You've got to share her with the world.
I've been doing that. Now I want the world to share her with me.
Son, it's not for myself, but no Anne, no movie. You know how many good people will hit the unemployment line? Actors, grips, prop men. They've got wives and sweethearts, too. They've got little ones. They've got mortgages and sports cars to pay for.
Can't you get another star?
Not like Anne. Millions of plain folks all over the world wait for her pictures. Little kids count their pennies. Mothers go without lunch. Brave men sacrifice the tiny luxury of a cigarette just so they can buy a ticket and escape the drab drudgery of an uncaring world. Just by watching Anne up there on the silver screen.
Really?
For them, George, the salt of the earth. Can't you find it in your heart to make this one little sacrifice?
Oh, Mr. Watson, if you put it that way, I'll tell her she can do the picture. It'll be tough, but we'll get through it together.
Good. You tell her. She's right over there. Roger, Roger, good news.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to make an announcement and a toast to the brightest star, the most exciting leading lady, the loveliest woman in the world, who has just agreed to star with me in Eli Watson's new film, Beowulf, the greatest epic ever made.
News sure travels fast.
Oh, there you are, George.
How about a photo, Miss Alexander?
Miss?
Look this way. Smile, please. How about one more?
I'm her husband.
Oh, the two of you this time. Put your arm around.
How about a kiss?
A kiss? Sure.
Watch my hair, darling.
Move right in, Roger. Put your arm around her.
Excuse me, George. You don't mind, do you, old boy?
I think I need a drink.
Champagne? Hors d'oeuvres?
Right here.
Of course, sir.
Hit me again. Twice.
2 more champagne, sir?
Yeah, this one's for my wife. I'll take them to go. Excuse me, if I could just get through here. Anne, don't you think it's time to go home? Anne, where are you?
She went that way. I don't think they want to be disturbed, though.
What? Anne?
Aren't you glad you stayed tonight?
Don't be so egotistical. I had to be here.
Sometimes I don't understand you.
You're not supposed to. That's a woman's prerogative.
I know, but why? What's his name?
George? He's the perfect husband.
That absurd little mouse? Why do you keep him around?
A handy excuse when I need one, and when I don't, no problem.
I'll spoil your makeup.
Oh, who cares?
Anne, your lipstick.
George? Are you still here?
Sorry, old boy. Just congratulating my co-star.
I think we'd better be going.
You go ahead. You should be home anyway to feed Attila.
Attila?
Yes, George, and he needs his walkies. Do be a dear.
You want me to go home because of Attila?
Be a good boy and run along. Roger will drive me home later. Won't you, Roger?
With pleasure.
But Attila's a dog. Aren't I more important to you than Attila? I mean, Attila? What? Attila, is that you? Oh, phew. What a dream. Oh, boy. Yeah. You know something, Attila? That's the trouble with a guy like me. Having something I want that much only means that it hurt that much more when I lose it. If I had a wife like that, well, I would lose her. Might as well face it. You still love me, don't you? Thanks, boy. Well, at least this makes the choice a little easier. Now I've only got to choose between the two other things I've always wanted. Money and power.
Morning, Georgie.
Morning.
Well, today's the day, huh?
For what, Raj?
For what? Will you listen to this guy? Watson. Has he said anything about the promotion yet?
Oh, the promotion. Forgot.
He forgot.
Roger, Mr. Watson would like to see you in his office.
Well, George, this could be it. You wanted to see me, sir.
He'd never pick him. Never.
Hey, George, the old boy wants you to double-check these entries.
I did that already. It's a waste of time.
Look, how much do we make a week? Well, look at this account. The guy makes so much dough, he sweats more than that every time he ties his shoelaces. So waste a little time, all right?
My gosh, net worth $260,832,461. What would it be like to have all that money?
Here we are, sir. The George P. Hanley building.
Thank you, Roger.
Will you be wanting me for lunch, sir?
I can't say. Wait just in case.
Of course, sir.
Not now, Attila. I've no time to play.
Sorry, Mr. Hanley, I couldn't hold him.
Take him over to 21. Have the chef pick him out a nice prime rib. Not too fatty.
Yes, sir.
Then trot him around the block a few times. Keep up the pace.
Right away. Here, boy.
Paper! Get your morning paper!
How old are you, son?
9, sir.
9? I see you every morning. Aren't you missing school?
Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't miss school. I get up at 5 for my papers, and then I go over to PS 31 for the afternoon session.
Incredible. What about your parents?
My mom is dead. My old man had a store, but it went broke.
Sorry to hear that. I'll have a paper.
Golly, I can't change a $100 bill.
I didn't expect you to, son.
Gee, thanks.
Good morning, sir. AT&T's up 7 points in the morning ticker. Glad to see you back.
Thank you, Miss Alexander.
How was the Riviera?
Oh, all right, I guess. Kind of like a suburban tract with castles.
I see. Well, sir, shall I send in your first appointment?
Might as well get started.
Mr. Hanley will see you now.
Watson, what are you doing here?
Begging again, I'm afraid. These days, a college president has to worry more about salesmanship than scholarship.
Then you came to the right place.
Hanley, you've already done more for your alma mater than we have a right to ask.
How much?
Just enough to start the ball rolling for the alumni.
Don't be coy, sir. Give me an amount.
Altogether, $10 million. If you could possibly start us off with, say, $1 or $200,000.
Done.
You're a generous man, GP, but you've made a mistake. This is the entire sum.
Don't worry. It's deductible. Besides, I want you to have it.
Well, so would others, GP. Thousands of alumni, not as successful as you. Giving, sharing the burden and the satisfaction. It's the cement which binds them to our institution.
I only wanted to help.
I can't accept this. Send me a check for, a few $100,000.
Very kind of you.
Don't mention it.
Miss Alexander will show you out.
Oh, nonsense. I know the way by heart.
Send in the next one.
Right away, sir.
Hello, Masters.
Well, Mr. Hanley, ready to add to the old empire?
I suppose so.
I brought along a few new catalogs.
I thought I already owned one of everything ever made.
Can't keep up with Yankee productivity. We have to buckle down and do some serious spending.
Is that really necessary?
If we don't, the government's liable to invent a new tax bracket just for you. Now, here we have an attractive little yacht.
Already have one. A 94-foot job up at Newport.
This one makes it look like an absolute dinghy.
You know, Masters, there's no fun left in buying things anymore. Once I looked forward to a second-hand car like a kid waiting for Christmas. Now there's no anticipation, no hunger.
Oh, perk up.
I used to enjoy the little things. An ice cream cone, a ball game, going out for a walk in the park. Now people run up and ask if I'm going to subdivide it. No, I've had it.
Sir, that's un-American. Think of all the men living on blue sky and a prayer who depend on you for their daily commissions. They have little ones, mouths to feed. Mr. Hanley, you can't stop buying.
Please see yourself out, Masters.
If you're absolutely positive, sir?
Out!
I don't know who let them in, Mr. Hanley.
That's all right, Ann. Why, hello, son.
Is this the man?
Yes.
Here's the C note. Awful sorry. What else did he lift?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I told you, Pop. He gave it to me.
You gave my boy a $100 bill?
He's a fine lad.
Listen, you fathead. Know where I found him? Trying to lay the whole 100 on a 2-horse parlay. Herbie Boy and War Biscuit.
But what about the newspapers? 5 o'clock in the morning.
How can I teach the kid the value of a buck if you toss C-notes around like they grow on trees?
I was only trying to help.
If I ever catch you giving dough like that to my kid again, I'll bust you right in the chops. Millions or no millions.
You're a man of integrity, sir. I congratulate you. Congratulate you.
Congratulate me. George, I said congratulate.
Congratulate?
You're looking at the new head bookkeeper.
Hey, way to go, Raj.
Speech.
Thank you. But the first thing I want to tell you guys is I intend to keep my vow. From now on, no more lousy lunches at Nick's.
Can't believe it. He wasn't even a good chauffeur. Easy, Attila. You're wearing me out. Sit here for a minute. Well, boy, we're down to the last choice. I could never hold on to a beautiful wife. And money's no fun. Maybe power. That's what makes the world go round. Look at the way Mr. Watson gave that promotion to Roger. Believe me, if I had power, I'd be fair.
Here, sir. This copy and this. Just your initials on that page.
Mr. President, you can't sign any more bills today. You're exhausted.
Watson, the people elected me. They placed their individual destinies in my humble hands. I can't betray them.
In that case, they're getting the best in leadership. The very best.
Sir, the congressman is waiting.
Send him in.
Mr. President, this pension legislation will tear the party in two. If you let it come to the floor, I, for one, won't get a single vote in November from anyone over the age of 10.
Check with the majority leader. See if he can kill it in committee.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Yes?
The situation in Asia is fraught with tension, Mr. President. We're not getting enough intelligence down there.
Have the CIA prepare a full study.
Your appointment schedule, Mr. President.
Thank you, Sam. Move the press conference to after lunch. I need a haircut. For the UN speech, have someone whip up a draft. Tell him I need jokes.
Yes, sir.
Who are Sonny and Mickey?
Those scrub scouts who wrote the letter about citizenship. You asked to be reminded when they arrived in the capital. I know there's no time.
Make time. The boys and I can get haircuts together. Pass this on to the Secretary of Defense and mark it expedite. Save this for the Economics Advisory Council. Top priority.
On the double, sir.
Decisions, eh, Attila?
Mr. President, I had to see you.
Who let you in here, woman?
I hid in the building all night. Don't send me away. I'm down on my knees.
Kindly get up. How can I help you?
It's my grandson. He's just a boy of 18. He fell asleep on guard duty, and they said it was treason. They're going to hang him.
Easy, ma'am. He's in the service?
Special duty at a missile base.
Serious offense.
Only a presidential pardon can save him. Please, sir, he's a good boy. Just a little tired. It could happen to anyone.
Indeed, it could.
Then you'll do it? You'll pardon him?
Ma'am, the world will little note nor long remember what I say here. But this nation, this government, and its president are no more and no less than people. Of, by, and for them. Freedom is our battle cry, justice and mercy our glory. Tell your son when you see him tomorrow that I'll have the Attorney General prepare an order for executive clemency.
Bless you, Mr. President. You're a great man.
Here, Attila. Up on my lap. You know, I think we found our niche. Who said power was hard to handle? All you have to know is how to use it, right, boy?
It couldn't wait, Mr. President.
What couldn't wait, General Hackett?
It's the hotline. Red alert.
Red? You mean the missiles?
Yes, sir. They're on their way.
What do we do?
The decision is up to you, sir. The world's about to go up in one big poof. What do you say? Counterattack?
How about a staff study?
It's too late.
Call in the Secretary of Defense.
No time. You have 10 seconds, sir. It's up to you.
I can't. Let someone else decide. I don't want to decide. Not me. Not me. Not me. Not me. No! Not me. Not...
Yeah, you, Mac. You and your mutt, get off my stoop.
Oh. I must have dozed off. Come on, dog. Let's go home. Well, Attila, we've got a magic lamp waiting for us back at the apartment. Anything I want, just for the asking, and I can't even figure out what to wish for. I never even thought it through until now. You know something? No matter what I wish for, it won't change a thing. I'll still be me, George P. Hanley. Vocation, jerk. What's that quote? The fault, dear Attila, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. Ourselves, huh? That's it. Come on, Attila. We're gonna show that bored old genie a thing or two. We're gonna wish for something original.
I'm tired, I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago. Hold on, let's see. What's in the dumpster? Let's see. I haven't set for this. round metal thing. It looks like a spittoon. Gold? Ah, brass probably. Let me shine it up. Hey, it's glowing. What the?
Yes, master?
Hey, where'd you get the funny pajamas and the headpiece?
They're traditional. I am the genie of the lamp. Your wish is my command. When you have made your wish, you must return the lamp to this alley so that others may find it. Keep your turban on straight, Attila. Now then, as I was saying, I am at your service, sir.
Mr. George P. Hanley. Former vocation, jerk. Present vocation, genie. Once a most ordinary man, treated without deference, honor, or respect. But a man finally wise enough to decide on a most extraordinary wish that makes him the contented, permanent master of his very own Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
I Dream of Jeannie, starring Hal Sparks with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by John Furia Jr. Heard in the cast were Christian Stolte, Lisa Joyce, Steve Key, Doug James, Richard Hensel, Derek Purcell, Brooke Reed, Linda Ryder, Charlie Kummerer, Bill Kummerer, Vince Amari, Roger Wolski, and Carl Amari. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors, and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Jason Mallow for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.